Good evening, everyone. Thank you guys for coming out. I am so happy to see everyone. I know everybody has been quarantined or locked up in the house. It just feels good to be among people. So thank you, resident. I also want to thank my board up here, my department heads, for their awesome work to the village of Dalton. First, to my left, I want to start with Brandon Gatewood, who is the deputy fire chief. Gatewood, stand up. Let everybody see you. That's Brandon. Y'all was give him a round of applause. Hey. Next, we have William Moore. I got it. Water department. And next, we have the youngest ever superintendent, Stacy Carell. Yay. And to my immediate right, we have the deputy chief, Curry, police chief. And for code enforcement, we have Brian Thigpen.
Chief Collins and Chief McCain both appointed me to be chaplain over police and fire department, and then it was approved by the mayor. My church, just so you guys know, it's located at 14540 Lincoln Avenue. I'm right on the corner of Lincoln and California. Okay? Excuse me. Let us pray. Gracious and eternal Father, we come unto you now as humble as we know how. God, first of all, we give you thanks and praise. We give you thanks and praise just for another opportunity to be able to gather, to feel free in this air, God. We thank you. We glorify you. Now, God, it's our prayer that as we gather, God, we pray for peace. We pray for strength. We pray for unity to be loosed. God, everything that is thought of, anything that is needed among us, I pray that it be provided. God, it's our prayer that you loose everything that is needed for the village of Dalton so that we can move forward and prosper and be all that you've called her to be. Now, God, we speak unto every stakeholder, every homeowner in this village. And God, we speak prosperity. We speak fruitfulness, God. We speak strength and endurance, God. God, loose what's needed. We give you glory, honor, and praise. We thank you for a new opportunity. We thank you for rebuilding, God. We thank you for re-strengthening us, God. We give you glory, honor, and praise. Inshallah, in Jesus Christ's name we pray. Amen.
And I know I haven't seen a lot of you since COVID hit, but I want to say thank you for making me the first female mayor of Dalton. So I appreciate it. Y'all give yourself a round of applause on the post. Thank you, thank you. But change has come to Dalton, and I do vow to make sure I listen to all your concerns, all your issues, and address them accordingly. That's why I put on this meeting today, so you can become one with department heads. Know who they are, know who to call, contact in your need. I want to make sure you know about the police department. The police department, we are hiring several different officers because right now everyone is concerned about safety throughout our community. So we are on it. We are on the stop sign. Those that send me emails about people running the stop signs and any drug dealers or anybody on your block that you think is suspicious, please contact Deputy Chief here and let him know, and he will take care of it for you. Please give the information. If you give the information, guys, we can do something about it. But if you stay silent, we cannot fix it. We cannot help you. So please, please utilize these resources today. I have a lot of great information to give you throughout this day, but I want you to know, please wear your mask. I know that the numbers are spiking, but wear your mask wherever you go. I know I had this outdoors because I know a lot of people were scared of COVID, and I didn't want anyone to be inside and be afraid of anyone. So if you feel the need to move around or go to the back a little further, please, by all means, just get up and walk to the back. If you have not got vaccinated, please get vaccinated. If you do not or do not have a test, get tested. I have services that will get you tested. A person that can come to your house and they'll test you right on the spot. All they would do is prick you, finger prick you, and it's like a little pregnancy test. And if it's one line or two lines to tell you if you had COVID or if you have COVID. So that's available to you now, residents, and that is a phone call. So you can either call me, and I'm gonna give y'all my number, which Humira gives the number. My cell number is 708-963-2137. Again, that number is 708-963-2137. The best way to reach me is through text because majority of the time I do a lot of meetings, whether it's with our state officials or here in the village of Darwin with residents or business owners. So if you text me, I can respond through text, and then once I get off, probably like 5 or 6 o'clock, I can come to your home if need be. Next, my goal for this meeting is to make sure that I can rebuild Dalton with you in mind. I want to hear from you residents as it relates to what you want to see here in Dalton. Right now, currently, we are trying to restructure and fix the whole downtown area. I don't know if you guys see what I'm doing with Village Hall. We are beautifying Village Hall by putting mulch, flowers, and other things throughout Dalton, and also doing tree trimming. And that goes for everybody block as well. I have announced several times that if you guys need a tree trim, you need hose filled, or your street redone, please email us. So you can do that by going to vodalton.org. A pop-up screen will come up, and all you have to do is put your email in and put your concern, whether it's you need your street repaved or you need holes on the block field or anything. But that's the best way to communicate with us. It's been really successful lately. A lot of people are happy with the little difference that I have done within my 90-day plan. So I plan to do a lot more. I'm going to let my department heads start, and then at the end, I'm going to let you know all the great things that I have available for you guys. So first, we're going to start with our police department, Deputy Chief Collins Curry. Come on now.
Good evening, guys. I got 10 bullet points. We're gonna start. Can everybody hear me while I'm asking? Okay. Let's start off first. Fortifying your property against burglars. Deadbolts, bars, sliding doors, motion lights, cameras, camera on the doorbells. Trim back your shrubs. I drive around and I see a lot of people with their front windows covered up from the shrubs that just got out of control. Turn on the porch lights and know your neighbors too. Another thing with the security gates, a lot of us have them, but a lot of times you guys don't lock them, and there's just people just open and kick and boot the door. A lot of our burglaries are probably 99.9 occur during the day when you guys are at home or not at home or at work. So if you have the security gate, lock them, because you really got to want to get in that house to go get to that thing. Street parking. It's legal to park anywhere on the street, even in front of your house, as long as a sign doesn't exist. We get calls all the time about neighbors that park in front of their neighbor's house, and we try to explain to them that it's a public street. We can't stop them. I mean, a little neighborly love could fix that, I think, but you can park wherever you want to on the street. Residential handicap parking. The spot belongs to the person that has the sign in front of their house. And if it's anybody who needs one, I think you could contact Public Works for that. Is that right? If you need a handicap sign, would they contact your department? Okay. If you need a handicap sign for whatever reason, Public Works will get that done for you. Basketball. If you got kids that play basketball, it must stop at 8 p.m. You can't be on the street or in the alley. So that's that. We get a lot of complaints about people playing in the streets. They stop in cars can't get through. So if this is if you have kids that do that, we can't do that. Reporting concerns. So everybody uses their cell phone now. So I'm gonna give you guys a number directly to our dispatch. Let you guys give it a second to get ready. The number is 708-201-3241. 708-201-3241. For those of you who have ever called 911 with your cell phone, you might get bounced around a couple of times before you get our dispatch, and that could be, time is of the essence in some cases. So if you call that number, you will get Dalton Dispatch direct. Did everybody get it one more time? 201-3241. So, and also too, when you call 911, if you've ever done it, the dispatcher asks you guys a lot of questions. And the reason is it's a two dispatch system. So the person that's answering you the questions, it's another one that's typing it, getting it out to the officers. So be patient and just kind of answer all the questions. Porch lights and coach lights. Replace your outside incandescent bulbs with LEDs. Turn on your outside lights during hours of darkness. Loud activities, parties, and noise. The music has to be down by 10 p.m. If it's still going and we get a call, usually the officer asks you to turn it down, but if not, you get a citation. So let's keep the music down and be aware of our neighbors. Receiving citations on your property. Police may come into your property if a violation is observed from outside of your property. Yes, you can receive a citation on your property. We always get called, you can't come on my property and give me a ticket. Yes, we can. So I would suggest that when it's time to buy the stickers, get them, because that's the most time, those are the most violations of city stickers. Block clubs. Start or participate in the block club. That's a good way to meet all your neighbors, and it's a good way to have them watch your house when you're not home. So if you're one of those people that's really into that kind of thing, by all means, start one. The bounce houses or barbecue grills in the front yards, can't do that. We have an ordinance against that, correct? We have an ordinance against that. So if you get a bounce house or you got a barbecue grills in the front yards, probably be asked for you to put it in the back, but if not, you probably be issued a citation. And I think that's about it from us. Before I leave, I don't have a lot of cards, but I put one card up here, and you guys can take pictures of it. And if you need me for anything, my email address is on there. And if you email, I'll definitely get back to you. At the end, we're gonna take questions at the end. All right, thanks, guys.
A lot of times, the first responders are the ones that don't get the most love. So if y'all don't mind, can y'all give my first responders some love? That's the police, the fire department, public works. Without them, we would not have a community. We would not be where we are and who we are without them. We call 911 first, and the police department has the toughest. So I appreciate y'all, and I appreciate you coming here today to speak to the public. Next, we're gonna call up the fire department, Deputy Chief Brandon Gates.
Good afternoon, everybody. So, from the fire department, I'm here to talk about some home fire safety tips that everybody can use. At the end of this meeting, I have some more information. Can everybody hear me okay? Yes? No? At the end of the meeting, I'm going to have some home safety tips for you to take home so you can review your safety procedures at home. So, we want to make sure the smoke detectors on every floor, and especially in the kitchen. You want to test your smoke detectors monthly just to make sure they're working. And one of the biggest issues is if there is a fire, make sure your family has a home escape plan and have a meetup spot so you know where to meet up at if there's a fire. And remember, once you dial 911 from outside the house, don't go back inside the house. Keep matches out of reach of children. And when the power goes out, instead of using candles, try to use flashlights if you can. Don't leave candles burning. Space heaters, I know winter's approaching, but make sure we keep space heaters away as much as possible from anything catch on fire. Another big issue is carbon monoxide. Every year, winter's, like I said again, winter's approaching. Make sure you have your fuel burning heating system inspected by a professional. Heaters and furnaces, install COs in hallways and near bedrooms in each sleeping area. And also check it once a month. Make sure you have an extinguisher. You get an extinguisher from in town at Menards, ABC. Make sure you have one in the kitchen on each level of your house. CPR classes. We're looking into that, but you can call your local partnership bills for CPR classes. Thank you. Once again, I have my business card. If you guys need anything from me after the meeting, thank you.
I know he just hinted on make sure you check your fire extinguishers. But recently we had a fire in town, and the problem was when the guy went to get the fire extinguisher, it did not work. So please, I urge everybody to continue to check your fire extinguishers and make sure they do work. Next we have Mr. William from the Water Department. Please come up.
Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me okay? Great. My name is William Moore. I am the serving director of the Water Department. To the Honorable Mayor Hinyard, to the village administrator, to the trustees, to our department heads, and to you, the homeowners, those that are here present, to those that are online viewing. Mayor, again, I just want to thank you for your vision, for your passion, for your mantra, which is to be transparent, to be accountable, and also to be inclusive. And that's being shown by this meeting here. So again, I want to thank you for allowing us as the directors to have this audience. And I said it before and I say it again, this administration is about dialogue, not monologue. We need to continue this conversation as how we can better serve you. And that's why I'm actually here. So some of the items I would like to talk about and highlight today, they're in no particular order of importance, which I still deem they all are important. I want to talk about know where your water meter is located. Know how to read your water meter. And I want to also welcome and provide some instructions to the new Dalton homeowners. And why is my water bill so high? So knowing where your water meter is located does a few things here. It allows for you to know if in fact if there's any leaks on the meter. When our public works meter readers need to get into the premise, you can show them where that meter is. You can have the area clear for them. If you have any pets or have any gates that's locked, you give them access to it. Then that allows for us to put that information into our handheld, so going forward, we know where your meter is located, okay? And it's important by knowing where your meter is, you can look for issues. Don't wait until you say, well, it's been leaking for some time. The minute you notice that there's some issues with your meter, let us okay, us getting access to the premise, because by ordinance we are required to get into the premise at least once a quarter, which is every 3 months. But if you have a handheld or you have the touchpad, we don't actually need to get access to the premise in order to read it. And so knowing where the meter is, it's important that you know how to read the meter. And I'm going to bring out the yellow cards. How many know about the yellow cards? In the event that we can't get access to read the meter, you should know how to read the meter and completely and thoroughly fill out the yellow card by filling in from left to right, putting in all the pertinent information, and please, by all accounts, print legibly. It does not hurt to put your phone number on here, so once our clerks in the water department do get the yellow card and we cannot understand what's on here, we would like to call you and just get clarification what's on here, okay? It's important that we get accurate readings so that you can get accurate billing. Enter in all of the numbers on the yellow card and return the yellow card as soon as possible, hopefully within 24 hours. If you put it in the mail with the current mail system, and I did meet with Sheldon Jones, who's the postmaster, no knock on them, but it can be delayed, to say the least. So if you can, either drop it off or call us and we'll enter that into the system. Again, accurate readings constitute accurate billing. And please, I got a note here, turn your yellow card in when your district is being read. If your account number starts with 1, you're in District 1. The first digit of your account number constitute which district you're in. So we just got through reading District 3. We'll be now doing District 1. So turn that card in when your district is being read. And I've spoken to a resident, and they said, I keep a log because I want to make sure what you're putting in there is what I have. So it won't be too much to ask that you keep a log. So when you call in, you got something to substantiate to prove that if you feel the numbers are not correct on your consumption, let us know that. So it's not too far-fetched to keep a log of your readings, okay? And I want to welcome and give some instructions to the new Dalton residents. The village of Dalton is a growing community. You have decided to move here at the right time with this historic administration and with this historic mayor. And again, her mantra and our mantra is inclusiveness, transparency, and accountability. She's passionate about moving Dalton forward. And as she stated before, you can see that just with the town hall, the beautification that's going on. I would like to give you the village's website. The mayor provided you that. I would like to reiterate that. On there, you can find the welcome package. It's a welcome package page. You can go to www.vodalton.org. The page contains some very important information about garbage and yard waste pickup schedules, important telephone numbers, voters registration information, how to pay your vehicle sticker and your pet tag, as Officer Curry stated, how to make water bill payments online, create an account, set up auto payments, reoccurring payments, and much, much more. The village website is an important communication tool to keep you informed of upcoming events and happenings in your community, as well as great resources for questions and concerns you may have about Dalton. We encourage all the residents to go to that particular site. So please stay informed, sign up for our email and text alerts database. Again, we welcome you to the village of Dalton. You're a part of a historic administration and a part of a historic mayor. Last but not least, why is my water bill so high? Well, I got a handout here. There are a number of reasons why a water bill is higher than normal. Typically, higher than normal water bills occur because of your plumbing. And I have a handout, you should have that in your package. The toilet is the most, it's the corporate. It's the one that could cause for your water meter and your water bill to be extremely high. Sinks and bathtubs, sprinkler systems, and getting estimated bills reading over several billing cycles. And the easy way to determine if you have a leak, if you turn all the water off and you go, know where your meter is, look at that meter. If those digits are running, then that means you have a leak. So you turn all the water off, you look at that meter, if that dial, digital or manual is going, you have a leak. We ask that you call a plumber, get their professional opinion, you get that fixed, then that way it can lower your bills. Last but not least, the reason for extremely high water bills, if you do not allow for the meter readers to get into your premise, and you go through several billing cycles and you're paying, I know it's good to pay those minimum bills, but once we get inside and get an actual read of the consumptions, that is what usually constitutes an extremely high bill. So by ordinance, allow us to get in, get an accurate reading. If that's the case now, let's get you back on track so that we can get you a more accurate reading. I'll be around for any of the questions, comments. I do have a card. Feel free to give me a call. And at this time, that concludes my presentation. Thank you for your time. Have a great evening.
Something else that we're working on for you guys is to have digital meters. That will be in the near future. That way you will no longer need to report on the yellow card to the village of Dalton, just like they do in any other community. But it will take time. It is in the progress. I'm hoping within the next 6 months, we will have an answer as it relates to digital meters. So next, before I continue on, I want to bring up the number one complaint and problem we have currently now is the high property taxes. So I want to bring over a good friend of mine, Cassandra Hobart, and she's going to give a little introduction before she has to leave. That is scheduled and planned for September 25th. So Cassandra, can you please come up?
Hello. Thank you for the invitation, Mayor, and thanks everyone for coming out. It's just going to be a brief introduction because I know she already has her agenda mapped out. But a lot of people are concerned with the second installment tax bill. And I just wanted to come out to explain to you guys how those bills were arrived. The mayor is set up a date for September 25th at 11 o'clock. So we will be here again with all the forms we need in case you guys want to file an appeal, or if there was a missing exemption that you qualified for that was not on your tax bill. We do have the appeal form here for the the Cook County Assessor's Office if you just want to review it before signing it, and then you can bring it back on the 25th if you'd like. The Cook County Assessor, who is Fritz Kagi, is the assessor for all of Cook County who places the value on your property. It's not done by your mayor, it's not done by the supervisor of the township, and it's not by me. And what he does is he looks at the value of the properties that have sold within the past 3 years, and he comes up with a market value that is supposed to be comparable with all other properties in that area. So last year was a reassessment year. You guys should have received a letter from the Cook County Assessor's Office. It would have had a picture of your property on it with the old value and then your new proposed value. That new proposed value took place on the second installment, which you got now, payable on this bill. You have an opportunity to file an appeal to try to get the value lowered. In most cases, a lot of taxpayers did not get their exemptions. Right now, we are meeting with the Cook County Assessor to ask that he reviews these tax bills because there are bills where the values doubled, and we cannot afford that here. There are pockets here where people have lost their homes before COVID started. The incomes have decreased. So we're asking him to go over those bills and look at them again. I don't know if you have any questions right now, but we'll have everything with us. We have ladies here with the appeal forms for the Cook County Assessor. We will fill out a form for you later on in the month for the board of review. So hopefully if the Cook County Assessor doesn't give you a decrease in value, then the board of review will. Do you have any quick questions? Yes, ma'am.
I filed an appeal, and I was told that the appeal was right, my taxes would be reduced. And then I got the second bill in the double.
Okay, young lady filed an appeal, and they told her that her taxes would be reduced. Okay. So again, remember I told you last year the notices were mailed out. You probably filed an appeal right before then or during that period. She received a letter from the board of review. Okay, from the board of review, letting her know that her assessed value had been decreased, thereby hopefully decreasing the amount due on this bill. Unfortunately, the timing was wrong. I'm sorry. So you filed the appeal, then the reassessment took place, and the reassessment wiped out everything that you did. The reassessment, yeah, I know, takes precedence over the appeal that you filed. So now you have to file an appeal again. Hopefully, we're going to pray that you get a decrease in value. Then that decrease will be good until the next reassessment. Then the Cook County Assessor will look at the values and then raise it to wherever he deems they should be, according to the sales activity. Anyone else? Okay. You want to know if the township is open?
Yes.
The township, her question is, you want to know if the township is open? We are open right now, Monday through Friday, from 9 to 4, but we might have to close from the public on Fridays because we are dealing with 150 people plus. And we have to input this information into the computer by said time per the Cook County Assessor's Office. And if we don't get all of this paperwork in, then we're gonna hurt some taxpayers. Okay, so right now we are Monday through Friday from 9 to 4. Our phone number is 708-596-6040, extension 3175. I think we have flyers here, and they have the phone number on it. If one of the ladies could please pass them out. And it has the phone number to the township. Okay?
Okay,
Is that
do you need an appointment to come in?
okay? No appointment is needed. We found that if we just take you as you come in, we can service more taxpayers.
Thank you.
Okay? That it? Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay, she said she never got her picture. Okay, those notices came out from the Cook County Assessor's Office downtown. Well, you should have gotten it because they go out to all the taxpayers in Cook County. So, right this year, well, last year was the reassessment for the south suburbs. This year is for the north suburbs, the city, and then the south suburbs again. The only thing I can tell you is watch the township website. Hopefully, my memory don't get worse than it is. We can put something in the shopper or the focus to alert all the taxpayers that there is about to be another reassessment, to look out for your notices, and if you have not gotten one by a certain period of time, to contact our office, and we can let you know if they've gone out or not. Because we don't get the change in the value probably until after you get your notices from the assessor's office. Yes, ma'am. Okay, it's figured out how much is needed in the levy for operation here in Dalton. Depends on how much is needed for the school system, the police, the libraries, mosquito abatement, for the village to operate. They turn in a levy, a budget, and then they kind of figure out from there what's needed, what's going to be allocated. Anyone else? Okay, well, I'd like to thank you again for the invitation. Hope to see you on the 25th. Thank you. Thank you guys for being so patient. Next, I want to call up one of the trustees. Thank you, Trustee Holmes, for always coming to support any initiative that I do have. So, Trustee Holmes, come on up.
Y'all can do better than that. Give God some praise. I'm gonna just make it short and brief, and thank you for coming out. But we have to stay positive and stay strong. Just give you real quick. There'll be 4 public safety meetings coming up. Divided across the village, and I'm letting you know ahead of time. We're back to raffling off TVs, giving out food, and also the main thing that we want is when you come in and have your list ready, where them abandoned cars are at, where the narcotics is at, where the trouble houses is at. If you want to make this village safe, that's what it's all about. Don't be afraid. Just have what we need wrote down. We aim to shut everything down that's illegal in Dalton. I'm gonna say it again. Shut down everything that's illegal in Dalton. If you want your block safe, your alley safe, then take a look at your block. Your taxpayers, look at your block on that corner. Hey, Miss Wilma may have been there 30 years, but baby and them probably took over that house. And if she needs some help, let's get her some help. No, I ain't aiming to moving people out, but I'm aiming to stop it and moving the narcotics and the guns up out of here. Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Is there an ordinance on how many Section 8 houses can be on a block?
You want to answer that one, man?
Currently is not. We are looking into that as we speak, so that'll be on the CAL meeting for discussion. Okay, you're welcome. Next, we have Public Works, Stacey Carrera, please come up.
Good evening, Dalton residents. My name is Stacy Carell, the Superintendent of Public Works. I would like to start off by thanking the mayor for this beautiful platform this evening. The weather is great, and it's good to get out and educate the public. I'm going to start with water shutoffs. Our office deals with a lot of calls about emergency shutting off of water. Some residents aren't aware that there is a valve located near their meter that can shut their water off in the event of an emergency without calling us out if not needed. I always tell people to exercise that valve at least 3-4 times a year. And when I mean exercise, I mean turn it all the way on and then turn it all the way off to ensure the valve does not freeze or lock up in the event that you need it. It is very important to exercise that valve because if you have to make a repair or anything like that, it can save you a lot of money by being able to shut the water off quickly instead of waiting for someone to be dispatched. So I encourage everyone to exercise the valve, and if you don't know where it's located at, if you can find your meter, it's usually before the meter, and before means you run your hand along the pipe, and then to the meter, you should run into the valve before you get to the meter. Next, I have abnormal water bills, which the director of the water department touched on earlier. The most common problem in a house with abnormal water bills is the toilet, the flapper, the fill valve, and or the float. If you discover that your toilet is constantly running, I encourage you to get your toilet inspected or even do it yourself because it's very simple. And they do sell the kits at local hardware stores like Homewood and Menards. The most overlooked is the flapper, which is the door that allows the water out of the back of the bowl. Most people don't change it or even look at it. Sometimes the chain gets caught under it. Sometimes it's worn out. Without the proper seal, it can cause your toilet to run randomly and run up your water bill. Last but not least, with winter approaching, we're doing a lot of repairs throughout the village. The mayor's putting together a lot of projects, project grants for sidewalks, streets, and curbs and sewers and things of that nature. I'd like to educate you all on rock salt. Rock salt is very damaging to concrete. Depending on what rock salt or ice melt that you use, I encourage you to use ice melts that have calcium chloride or magnesium chloride in them. They are not as harsh on the concrete. If anyone has the picture in front of them, you can see a picture of a sidewalk that illustrates damage from rock salt for yearly use. I encourage you to use ice melts with less chemicals in them. It's safer for the environment and it will save the sidewalk and or your driveway or walkways. That concludes my presentation. If you all have any questions for me, I will be here after this presentation is over. I would like to give you all my office phone number in case you have any questions, comments, or concerns for my department. That number is 708-201-3280. That's 708-201-3280. Thank you.
Thank you again. I'm gonna hurry up and start with housing, but I do got a whole paragraph of things to give you, but I'll save mine for last. So I'm gonna go to housing, Mrs. Harris. Good evening, everyone. Hi. I'm gonna read this on. Okay, so I'm Sharon Harris, and I am the housing manager for the Village of Dalton Housing Department. And thank you, Mayor, for hosting this event in regards to talking with homeowners. We have covered all aspects, which is landlords as well as tenants, but we haven't had anything to directly appeal to the homeowners. So my department handles information pertaining to the sale of your home, if you decide to do so, the sales process, inspections of sales and rentals, issuance of transfer stamps for sales, as well as transfer stamps if you decide you would like to quit claim your property to anyone of your family, of course. Transfer to a trust if you decide to put it in a trust, as well as what else do we handle?
quit claims and transfers to trust. I'm sorry. And so, in addition, we handle complaints. So, we handle the majority of the complaints. And what I mean by handle is that we receive the phone calls for all of your complaints and we direct them to the proper department. So, as Deputy Chief from the police indicated earlier, for a lot of the calls that come in, we do request that you send the calls to, he had repeated the number, but it's 708-201-3241. For example, if you have a complaint in regards to loud noise, from my understanding, after 10:30 p.m., contact that number. If there's a dog roaming the neighborhood, in which we have gotten a slew of those here recently, that helps with reporting it to dispatch, because then we can identify if that dog has a tag. And then again, if they do not have a tag, then it gets handled in regards to police as well as part of our code enforcement team. Also, if you have an issue with the neighbor, such as the garbage being out past the required times, we get those calls a lot. That comes immediately to the housing department. And the reason is because we refer those calls to code enforcement so they can go there immediately and see that the garbage can is out past the recommended times. Okay? And so I'll repeat the number, but housing department's number is 708-201-3263. But I'll repeat it again. Okay? Also, if you have a tree on the parkway that is possibly diseased or on the verge of causing damage to cars, the majority of the calls do come to housing department, but we do notify public works, and they have to get it on the list to try to service that area as soon as possible. But again, it has to be directly on the parkway. Please keep in mind, if you have issues with trees directly on your property, please take care of that, because it will cause issues to your neighboring residents. We've been getting those calls because the trees have been in full bloom. So you have to make sure that you contact housing department and let us know of trees on the parkway. However, if you do have a neighboring resident who has not serviced their tree, you have the right to cut away. It's called the right way to cut so much away from your area. If it continues to be a problem, again, contact the housing department so that way we can notify either the owner of that property, also property management company of that property. Okay? I explained the sales process. And so again, hopefully, we're getting a lot of new residents. And so a lot of the information in regards to the Village of Dalton packet can be found on our website at vodalton.org. But at the same time, we try to make sure that we can update the information as much as possible. I am working with Clerk Key to make sure that we can get the Village of Dalton packet updated. And so that way it reflects our new mayor, as well as new department heads, as well as all telephone numbers and any information that you may seem suitable. Excuse me. Last but not least, property maintenance. Oftentimes we receive calls regarding trash, dumping, vacant properties. You should have received information sheet in your packet retaining on how to not get a ticket. Because again, now I'm talking directly with homeowners. Please review some of the basic items, such as what I've already spoken about, which is in regards to your garbage can, also in regards to your grass, which failure to abate any excess grass over 8 inches results in a ticket. Also, one of the things that a lot of the residents have been surprised about is in regards to the weeds in the alley. We have some residents that have fences in which they say, I don't go in the alley. However, you are responsible for any debris, any excess weeds that are directly behind your property, including along line the fence. So please get that cleaned up and cleared up. Okay? So I do thank you for your time with joining us this afternoon. Give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. And then if you have any additional questions in regards to the housing department, how we operate, any complaints. Wait, let me make sure I say this though. Kudos to all of you all who've been calling in the vacant properties for grass, weeds, and everything of that nature. We have been able to catch a couple of dumping people this week. I have to thank the code enforcement team for that. They caught them actually in mid-act, and so that helps, along with code enforcement that's going out and at least trying to work with some of the residents and giving them a warning.
We get calls because you'll get these lime green warnings on your door. Immediately they think it's a ticket. No, they're giving you an opportunity to go ahead and service your property to avoid a ticket. So please take that into consideration, that we do have code enforcement officers out here working along with the housing department, so we can try to best service you, so that way you can be satisfied with your community. If you have any questions, again, my name is Sharon Harris, and our housing department number is 708-201-3263. Also, we have a general email box in which myself, along with two of my employees, we service that email box every day. The email is housing@vodalton.org. Yes, Ms. Bond, you have a question? Okay, I got the same hand go up, so I was just trying to make sure. We'll get to your question at the end, Ms. Bond, if you can, okay? Okay. Okay, if you guys can just hold down on the questions to the very end, and then we address everyone's questions. I just want to get everybody through the agenda. That way I can give my speech, and then we can all ask questions. Next, we have Code Enforcement, Brian Hickman.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Brian Thickman. I'm the Director of Code Enforcement. Inside the packets that you guys received, we have a handout that is called Don't Get a Ticket. So I'm basically going to touch on a couple bullet points here. My constituents before me pretty much talked about every point that I had except for a couple, but I am going to go over those with you as well. First bullet point: failure to abate your grass and weeds over 8 inches. That goes for your front yard, your backyard, and it goes for the alley area as well. You must keep the grass cut. That also helps keep down, first and foremost, it beautifies the property, and it also helps keep down on the weeds and stuff that spread to the other neighbors' yards, and it can just make the entire area just look bad. Second bullet point: failure to trim your overgrown bushes and overhanging tree branches. Branches must be at least 7 to 8 feet of clearance that you have for trees. That goes for your front yard, your backyard, as well as the ones that overhang in the alley. I can understand it can be a daunting task, but those must be trimmed up, and that is also a safety issue for first responders, which goes into the next point: making sure that your address is visible from the front of the property as well as the alley of the property. If by chance first responders have to go to your alley, how will we know we're at your house if we do not know the exact address that's back there? Junk vehicles. This has been a very hot topic lately, with junk vehicles parked in the front of your house, as well as people that are parking vehicles in the backyard on the grass. That is a no-no. That is an Illinois EPA no-no as well. You can be ticketed for that. Next bullet point will be making sure that your doors, your gutters, your garages, your windows, everything is trimmed up nicely and painted. No peeled painting. We do like our area to look great. I'm a homeowner out here as well as 2 rental properties, and it just makes the area look beautiful when you try to attract a great tenant out here, with the area looking nice and everyone's homes are taken care of. Next bullet point will be when you're getting ready to beautify your property. We have a permit and licensing department. Pretty much you need a permit for everything except for painting on your property. Permits, yes, they do cost, but the purpose of a permit is for you to use a licensed and bonded contractor. In the event that something goes wrong with your contractor, or if the contractor stiffs you on your money, we are able to get in touch with the license and bonding company and possibly get you at least 70%, in most cases, to 95% of your money back. So before you get ready to start a project, please check with us to get your permit and make sure your contractor is licensed, insured, and bonded. My final point, I'll make this quick because I know the mayor has things to go over. The deputy chief talked about the bounce houses and the barbecue grills on the front. I want to add to that, just because of what we've seen in the past. Your backyard should be your sanctuary. Inform your neighbors that their backyard should be their sanctuary. No one wants to ride down the street looking at your living room furniture out front at a birthday party. Let's please keep it in the backyard. And that is all I have to say. If you need to get in touch with code enforcement, our office number is 708-201-3261. That's 708-201-3261. If you need to reach me, you can reach me directly at 708-752-3906. Thank you.
Once again, thank you guys for being so patient. I have just a couple more items and then I'll let you go. This is the great part about being mayor. I get to hear your concerns and fix Dalton. I thank you again for electing me as mayor. It's just like grammar school, high school, now college. That's how I feel. I started as a trustee. I was the people's trustee. Now I'm the people's mayor. So thank you again for electing me. I have a couple great things to announce, which is you could be mayor for a day. For those that want to step in my shoes and see what I do every day, and this is for the teenagers. I'm going out to the youth and anybody else too. I don't want to just say the kids, but anybody that wants to be mayor for a day, please reach out to my office and I will allow you to be mayor for a day. I have grant money for all the business district and all the residents in town. The way this works is you can get grant money from the village. Right now, we're structuring a plan, but I'm gonna give you the idea plan that I have. If you are a business and you want to receive a grant, the amount that I'm seeking is $5,000 per business. Due to COVID, this came from the American Rescue Plan. We just got $1.5 million here in the village, so it will go to all the business districts. And then also the residents. You know I had to add you in. So the best thing about having friends that's lobbyists is that they write things in for the community. So I wrote this in to make sure that we can allow you money as well. My goal is to give you money, but not in your pocket at first. It's to fix your home. So your roofs, no, your roof and your windows. So we're structuring a plan for that as well. If you guys have any other ideas of what should be done with the money that you need that I don't know, please let me know that and I will add that in as well. Again, the money just got released. The money should hit our bank account hopefully this week, and then we can structure a plan. And I will talk to the board of trustees as well, so everybody input is welcome. So again, residents, if you have something that you need, let me know now so that I can add it in. Housing program. For those that don't know, when I was a trustee, I made a housing program that you can buy back the block. That consists of dollar homes and $5,000 homes. So if you stay next to a vacant house that everyone calls the village to cut the grass, you can get that house for $1. You have to sell the property. It's entitled to residents and investors. You have to sell it and you will receive 75% of the proceeds and you have to give the village 25% of it. You can't rent it. I'm gonna make sure I got that clear. A lot of people ask me, can you rent it? You cannot. The whole purpose of that is to put it on the tax roll and also to make people homeowners. Next, for the $5,000, and a lot of people ask me this question: well, why, Mayor, did you make that $5,000 and not $1? And the reason for that is because those properties are cosmetic. So that means that you don't need any work. It's just paint, flooring, things that I feel the everyday mom or dad can afford for their loved one. And you can put your loved one in a house on your block, across the street, or around the corner. So I encourage you guys to get involved, save your income tax money, save your PPP money, so that you can purchase these homes. That is coming up as well. We also have commercial property and vacant lots. So I want that to be clear and I want everybody to know about this. So a good way to find out what's coming up is to go to vodalton.org. Again, that is vodalton.org. That is our website. And then a pop-up screen will come up and all you have to do is enter your email address and we will email you. And we also have a text blast. We will text you. So either way that you want to receive the information, please put it in below. Another question that I get asked is, what are we going to do about Melody Fitness? For those that don't know, Melody Fitness is for sale currently. So if you're interested and you're watching this via Zoom, please reach out to villageofdog.org so that you can purchase the Melody Fitness. For residents that want us to reopen it, currently now we cannot afford it. It costs us around $30,000 to $40,000 a month to maintain Melody Fitness. The things that's on the table is YMCA. I'm looking at them come over and take it over. And then also I'm looking at our other taxing bodies, such as our park, library board, school board 148, 149, 205. what I normally do is I sit down and I talk to everyone, and we come up with a plan to see how we all can pay for the expense. So we all trying to split the cost so that everyone can benefit and utilize the Melody Fitness. So we don't have to sell it or rent it. So those are two options that's going on for Melody Fitness. Next, we talked a lot about public works, and I love Stacy to death because he came in hitting the ground running, and he has answered the majority of you guys' concern as it relates to street repairs, alleys, potholes, and also our sinking infrastructure. One program that I do have is to repair the streets. So again, you have to send an email to anything that I'm stating. If you need your street repair and it looks like a roller coaster, like mine do, you have to send it in through email, put your address on it, and I'll have Stacy come out and he will look at it and make sure that it gets on the list to get repaired. Now, remind you, we're going from worst to least. So the worst street will get done first, and then we'll do the rest of them afterwards. Also, the sewers are getting fixed when they pave the street. A street or a block, let me say that, a block costs around $50,000. So when we tear up the street, we do fix the sewers as well. So it's an entire block for $50,000 price. And we just did a group of streets that was turned in. So the next street or batch is up now. So that's why I'm announcing again. Please turn in your street if you want to be included. The alley program and the sidewalk program as well. If you have a sidewalk that needs to be repaired, and over the 8 years we haven't done nothing about it, we are currently now fixing sidewalk and also alleys. A lot of people do park in their garage, which is the entry point in the alley. So please put that on the list as well. I know that 151st Street, we have literally went back there behind the apartments. We're gonna do that whole entire backside, and the railroad's gonna cut down all the trees that's behind. I met with them last week, and they told me they're going to cut everything down. So you will see that progress and that change coming shortly. Police. So for the police, currently I've hired 3 new police officers and 1 commander, and promoted another officer to commander. Uh, Make some noise back there, Commander Price. That's Commander Price back there. He was in the rank and he did get promoted. So currently, anybody that's watching or anybody that wants to be the police, we are looking forward to you guys going to the police academy. We're going to create that. And then also, we want any officer that's looking now, we are hiring laterals. So if you want to come from another city or you're moving from another state to Dalton, please apply. We're currently looking for laterals now. Um, Another thing I've done inspector. I created the office of an inspector. So when we have problems in town or residents have any complaints as it relates to our police officers, I heard you. I made something up for that, and that's our inspector. That is, where you at, inspector? That's our new inspector, and he is currently investigating anything that the residents have an issue with. So if you have any problems or anything as relates to police, just know that I'm not one-sided. I hear everybody, and we do investigate. So that is in the budget now. Beautification downtown, I know I spoke on that earlier. Currently now, as you can see, beautified Village Hall, because my thing is, how we gonna come our child ticket in our house not in order? So I figured we had to fix Dalton first, meaning the hub, and then go to you. Next. My vision for downtown. So downtown, to my immediate right, for those that not from here, it used to be an old movie theater. I don't know if you all grew up here like I did, but we used to go to the dollar show there. Then after the years to come, it turned into multiple things. It was currently or the secrets, then I don't even know the other names of clubs, all these different types of clubs. So my goal for that location is to have a sit down restaurant in the downtown area. And then if you look to my immediate left across the street, the old liquor store, I want that to also be a sit down restaurant. I want the whole concept of the downtown feel, the downtown vibe. We leave from here to go downtown and spend our tax dollars. So I think that'd be a great thing. We're working on people now. So if you have a restaurant and you're interested in coming into our downtown area, please contact me. I gave my cell phone. I'm gonna give it again. 708-963-2137. Again, 708-963-2137. Or you can contact Village Administrator Dorothy Brown or send an email, whichever way of communication you would like. But please don't miss this wonderful opportunity, where we need you here in the village of Dalton in our downtown area. The vacant lot, that's kitty corner to Secrets right here. I would like to bring a Veterans Park over there. Nothing's being currently done with the land, it's vacant. So these are my ideas for the downtown area, and I want you guys to be a part of what do you feel or want to see in your downtown area. So as we end this, you guys can mingle and tell us whatever it is through email, text, or you can tell me now. I'll write it down and take your concerns and suggestions into consideration. The last thing that I do want to announce is we're having a Black Wall Street Expo / stepper set. For those of you that step, no, I do not know how to step, but I'm having it because community asked me to. We are having stepper lessons from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. It will be at Medley Fitness this Saturday from 6 p.m. until 10 p.m. And if you have a vending company or business that you want to patronize and bring here for people to know what to exist, you can also come and sell your products there, but you have to contact us to oblige. If there's any questions, I just want you guys to know that I am honored and I am going to do what's best for adults. I am booted and rooted here. I grew here, and I'm not gonna let you guys down. I care. My heart is with the people. I've shown that from time to time, and as I stated before, you guys coined me as the people's trustee, and now I'm the people's mayor. So with that being said, I will end this, and I thank you again so much for coming out and dealing with me. Thank you. Have a nice day. Okay, so you can get up and basically you can talk to any department heads here. Y'all got questions, concerns, they will answer it now.
Oh, okay. I don't have my contacts in, so yes, I'm blind to the bag. Jason, what is Jason house here? No. Yes. Because he handles public relations. Okay. Because he handles public relations for the village is Sean Howard. Who? Sean Howard. I am not sure. I haven't seen it. One thing is, as a Marine Corps veteran, I have confronted that group first over there, and over there. My thing is, I and others taught Ella French in high school and elementary school. So we know what that white girl was really like in terms of how she was sent to change the world. My thing is, your child's murder happened in July, and Ella's happened in August, which means I didn't hear a beat out of you all about Ella French. And my thing is fair is fair. Don't hijack a public meeting because Ecclesiastes, to everything is a time and a place. And that was the time for this, for that. Well, I'm just the media guy, so I don't have nothing to do with that. Did you attend the District 205 school? What's that? Did you attend the school in District